What's going on, Digimon Tamers? It's your boy Kage. Please excuse the raspiness of my voice, I'm just now getting over a cold. But I had a couple of comments and a couple of Discord messages asking when I'm doing an update on my Gaiomon deck that happened to be on my YouTube channel. And I see it has been a while, so I'm going to go ahead and show you what the updates are and what I may be taking to TCG Con in February. So without further ado, we're going to go ahead and show y'all what the new and improved one looks like. So first off, we're still running the 4 Gaiomon eggs. The reason being because the deck still has super high DP, so you don't really need like extra oomph whenever you're swinging. It helps you draw, get some more pieces and whatnot. So yeah, we still run the 4 Gaiomon eggs. Now there's going to be quite a few new cards in here from the older build, so just keep that in mind. Let me go ahead and show you right now. So first and foremost, we have replaced the promo Agumon with the brand new, well, not so brand new, BT14 Agumon. Now this card is super good. You run 4 of these, and the reason why you run 4 of these is because not only does it do the same thing that the promo Agumon does, but it has an actual starter main phase effect. Now this can digivolve on top of any Gaiomon, so if you choose to run it like a black Gaiomon, yellow Gaiomon, whatever, you still get this cool effect. If you have a tamer with Taikami in its name, you may digivolve into a Greymon without paying the cost. So essentially, this can give you a free digivolve, basically kind of ramp you up faster to either go into Ultimate then Mega, or basically set yourself up for the next turn, maybe like turn 3. Basically by turn 3, you can just start mollywopping. And the inherited effect includes Omnimon now, so this one's a good card for that reason. While the Digimon has Greymon or Omnimon, you gain 2,000 during your turn, so this is much better than the promo Agumon. If you want to keep running the promo Agumon, that's fine, but I took it out of the deck regardless because meh. Up next, this is not a different card, this is just the promo version of it. This is the BT12 Agumon, red black. You already know the deal. Search top of the deck, grab a Greymon or Omnimon and a tamer with Taikami in its name, and then place the rest at the bottom of the deck. And then all turns you gain 1,000 if you are a Greymon or an Omnimon. Card, obviously you run 4 of. It's super good still. I don't see these two being replaced anytime soon unless they make something super cracked for an Agumon. And the last of the rookies, we run 4 copies of Agumon X Antibody. Now when TCG Con comes by, I'm going to try to get these replaced with full arts. I'm going to try to alt art the entire deck out, but yeah, we'll see. You digivolve on any of the Agumons over there, and then reveal the top 3 cards, and then add a Greymon or Omnimon in this name, and an X Antibody to the hand, and then place the rest at the bottom of the deck. Now, up next, we are still running 4 copies of the Security +1 Greymon. This card is one of the keys to getting your super swing going, your 5 check for one hit going. And we've added some tech cards here. This is the 2 copies of the BT5 Greymon. This one actually combos with the Agumon that says you can digivolve for free. Basically, this gives you 1 memory, so you can play around, go up to possibly Mega in 1 turn. Essentially, you digivolve on top of this guy, gain a memory, and then you have hella DP as you see. Like I said, you won't be needing too much DP, or you won't be needing DP Agu or Gaiomon eggs. Because of that reason, you have super DP. Next, we have dropped this down to 1 copy because now, instead of having to wait to drop this out, you're wanting to play your Taikami as fast as possible so that your Agumon gets value off of it almost immediately. So instead of waiting a turn, passing it over to your opponent, or if you can do it, but at the same time, you really want that Agumon to digivolve as fast as possible. So yeah, with this, just showing you, now this is the BT12 one. It does that if you don't have a Tai Tamer on the board, then you can drop one out for free, which is cool, but at the same time, you know, you run the 1 of only because of like the 1,000 DP is good. Next, this is a BT9 Greymon. I run 2 of these. These are your protections. You know, you trash 2, keep it from dying from option effects. And then the 1 of Greymon X Antibody, it's restricted to 1, so you can only run 1, or else you'd be running 4. Up next, show you the copies of, gonna go ahead and show y'all what's up with the Ultimates. Now Ultimates, we're trying to find space for certain things, so what we're doing right now is we're running 2 of the Raid Metal Greymons. Reason being is because we can go into a tricky situation where we swing, activate the effect, then X Antibody into a Mega, which is good, but this isn't what we want to rely on currently. Piercing is great for the inheritable. The raid ability where you can drop out another red or black tamer is good, but essentially you're wanting to have a bunch of options in the deck to where you can swing on people and get a bunch of cool stuff going. Up next, 2 copies of the starter deck Greymon, or Metal Greymon. This is just in case you do not hit the security attack Greymon that's in there. This is good because it digivolves on top of any Greymon. such as that one. You see there's a pattern here. If you're running different colors, this fixes your colors. You don't have to worry about too much with this. So this is just in case you're in a sticky situation, you need a blocker, you can go ahead and use this as a blocker, or security attack +1, which is nutty. Actually, I think you can start swinging on Metal Gray X. If you have enough, I believe it'll give you 4 checks. Yeah, 4 checks. And the main thing about this deck is you're wanting to check super hard, super fast, basically putting them on the back foot and making them panic. And the inheritable that gives security +1 is super good, especially when you're going into Gaiomon later on. That creates a time clock for them to get on, so you got that. 1 copy of Metal Greymon Ace. The reason why we're running this card right here, it's a nice 1-up tech. It's also if you need to leave a Greymon or Greymon X on board, this is a super good effect, especially if it's like early in the game. They sit there and like, okay, cool, I'm gonna swing with my champion or my rookie. You drop that out, pop it, and then essentially force them to respond to this card right here, or make them reset back up, and then by that time you'll be on a mega. So that's a good thing right there. Unfortunately, it doesn't have an effect. It just has the overflow, which makes it meh, but overflow is not too bad. Up next, we run 3 copies of Metal Gray X. Like I said, this is one of those cards where you digivolve on top of either the black Metal Greymon, which has security attack, so you'll have security attack +2, so you're checking for 3 checks, and then if you have the Greymon in the thing, it's checking for 4 checks. And let's say you swing and you swing onto a Gaiomon, you have 5 checks right there free. Essentially, that's the plan to go to in this. As you can see, you run 3 of these. You're wanting to close out the game fast, so you're not trying to stick into like mid to late game stuff. The deck can handle mid to late game, but you're wanting to as fast as possible like into your opponent. And the 1-of copy of Metal Greymon X Antibody. Now this card, the reason why you're wanting to run 1-of, this is just in case you're going against like Shine Greymon or anything that does DP reduction. You're wanting to have something to stop them from de-digivolving and DP reduction, which D-Police and Shine Greymon are going to be your hard matchups against certain things. So you want to keep this on tempo, make sure they can't do anything to you, then pop something on their board. And then with the restand, trash the security. That's just in case you don't get your full setup on security stacks. You can still trash something from their security, so it's not as annoying playing against like Setcon or something like that. Okay, up next, the Megas. We're still running the 3 Gaiomons. TCG Con, I plan on finding 3 of the alt arts. This is probably one of my favorite alt arts. I need to find 3 of those, so we'll go ahead and find those. Now this card's good, especially if it's like early game. They don't have anything that's 13 or higher play cost. You trash the security, and then at the end of the turn, you're ending your turn, but it'll still be your turn because you can digivolve into a Gaiomon. Gaiomon has Blitz Blitz and de-digivolve, so then you'll be able to swing. And on top of that, it has reboot and security attack. So you're swinging for, well, if you're swinging for 4 checks after the trashing, that's pretty much their entire security check right, or that's their entire security right there. So next turn, they're gonna have to answer you or die, which comes out as a very good plan or strategy. Now, if you do have something that's 13 or higher, you can pop it, which is still good, still great. We go ahead and we do stuff like that. That's super good. And then the key card to the deck, the main guy, the boss himself, Gaiomon. As I said, natively it has security attack and reboot. So, and this is also treated as a Greymon, so when you're searching, you can add this card to your hand alongside the other Gaiomon. It gets so many cool key effects whenever you're digivolving into it, basically. So, de-digivolve 1, which is detrimental to a lot of decks. Hell, it can actually save you, especially if they have an ace on the board. You de-digivolve it, get it off the board, and then it can still possibly be your turn. So then you have Blitz as well. There has been times where it's come up where I've been able to de-digivolve, get rid of the ace Digimon, have the Omni in my hand, swing for stupid amounts of damage, restand, swing for game. And that happened a lot more often than I thought it would. So obviously this is a good card to run with that. And then the 1-of Blitz Omni, it's Blitz Omni. I mean, you basically run it, stack it on top of this and swing for game, especially if you hit the overflow. That's super cracked right there. That's what's good about that. Up next, we're going to show you the 7 options that we run in this deck. 2 X antibodies. Now, Protoform has come out. I do not see a point in using Protoform in this particular deck, but I can see there, like in defensive decks, Protoform can be good. But you want to run the aggro version of X antibody, so you run X antibody, the normal version. 2 offensive trainings, pretty much all you need. I was running 4 of these. I didn't find a need to run 4 of these after I kept seeing them get flooded in my hand. So 2 of these are good, especially if you see them early. You can ramp out faster and do some nutty crap. So that's pretty good. Run 2 of these, and then we run the 1-of Red Memory Boost. This card is still good. I don't see this being ran at any more than 1 to 2, and that's with most of my play groups, and that's also with a lot of the decks that you see nowadays. They run like probably 1 of this, maybe 2, and that's only because like you don't want to see this card in late game, and if you see it early game or in security, it's whatever. It gets a delay effect. You gain the 2 extra memory, and you can pop that off once. Now, Hades Force, we're still running 2 of this. I've been on the fence for the last couple of months about running more than 1 of these or whatever, and the reason being is because like I hate to see these both in my hand later in the game, and sometimes like you will never find them, so it's kind of annoying. Yeah, 2 of is pretty good. And then for the tamers, we run 3 copies of Blocker Tie. Blocker Tie basically gives one of your Digimon plus 1000. As I said before, the Coromon, you won't need an extra 1k because most of your stuff is giving it 1k or 2k, whatever, so you're swinging for hella damage. And it gives blocker and 1k until the end of your opponent's turn. So if you have Gaiomon on the board for some reason longer than 2 or 3 turns, it can also be used as a blocker. So you'll have like anywhere between a 14 16k blocker depending on what your stack is. And whenever you Digivolve, you gain a memory, so you're basically getting a discount for Digivolving into the Greymons. And the first one technically would be free because of the Agumon that's going to be on board, or they'll come out of raising. So essentially you'll be Digivolving for free for some of them, and then some of it will be like you gain 2 extra memory, so you'll be Digivolving for 1 for an ultimate. Next we have our memory tamer tie. Basically it sets it back to 3 for you, and then all your red Digimon, which are going to be your top end Digimon except for Omnimon, all your red Digimon gain security attack +1 with that 4 or more. So with you running X antibody, you're definitely going to have 4 or more Digivolution stack in it. So this also helps you get an extra security attack, so you can swing anywhere between I think 6 security in one fell swoop depending on what your stack is looking like. Thank you guys so much for showing interest in seeing the updated version of that deck. It will be going under some more renovation slash like upgrading as I go along. Hopefully I get some more Gaiomon stuff, but we'll see. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will be making way more videos later on in the future, so keep a lookout for that, and I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.